Hey there classic rock lovers and welcome to Classic Reviews, where we review classic rock albums, and today we have an exciting treat for you. So get ready for an epic CD review that will hopefully leave you craving to listen to these artists. CD we will be reviewing is a Ronnie James Dio tribute CD called This Is Your Life, which came out in March 2014. So, Ronnie James Dio is a heavy metal icon who's regarded as one of, if not the greatest, rock and metal singers. This CD features covers of his songs from when he was in Rainbow, Black Sabbath, and his own band Dio. And I think the proceeds of this album went to Dio's Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund, which was founded after Ronnie James Dio himself passed away from stomach cancer in 2010. The CD packaging, as you could tell, is pretty epic. Both front and back covers are a who's who of rock and metal greatness, old and new. Front cover features the old Dio band mascot Murray, while Ronnie James Dio himself makes his own appearance on the back. The booklet that you get on the inside is just as epic as the covers. It features some. Here we go. Find a page. It features some cool pics and some great stories and thoughts from a variety of different rock stars and people, etc. So now we're going to do the track by track. And as the songs are covers, I'm not going to talk about what the songs are about, and I'm just going to focus a lot more on the covers themselves. So the opening track on this tribute album is American thrash metal band Anthrax covering the Black Sabbath song Neon Nights. This is a great opening track that doesn't stray too far from the original song. Joey Belladonna does a great vocal, while the guitar solo is a bit different compared to the original version. An important fact worth mentioning about this cover is that it got nominated for Best Metal Performance at the 2015 Grammy Awards. The second song on this album is American comedy duo Tenacious D covering the Dio song Last in Line. Now, this is one of the covers on here that I do really like, and I do highly rate Jack Black's vocal performance on this track. Him and Ronnie James Dio were friends, and he was clearly quite the influence on him. Carl Gass also has his own important contributions to this cover, as he replaces the guitar solo with a recorder solo, which I think suits the song well, and it also gives it a Blackmore's Night-esque vibe to it. It's great to hear Tenacious D performing and nailing a serious song rather than a comedy song, and it's definitely worth mentioning that this cover won Best Metal Performance at the 2015 Grammys. The third song on this CD is the band Adrenaline Mob appropriately covering the Black Sabbath song The Mob Rules. This cover has been about a few years before this CD came out, and it's the shortest song on this tribute album. Like with Anthrax's cover of Neon Nights, this is a cover that doesn't stray far from the original and features a great vocal from the singer, which in this case is Russell Allen. Also, like with the Neon Nights cover, the production is better than the original too. Fourth song on this CD is Corey Taylor covering the Dio classic Rainbow in the Dark. Corey Taylor is joined by Steel Panther lead guitarist Satchel and I think a couple of his Stone Sour bandmates to perform what is a very solid cover of my favourite Dio song. Now, while Corey Taylor is a different kind of singer compared to Ronnie James Dio, he does a great vocal performance, and you also have to give Satchel some credit too for playing some great lead guitar work. The fifth song is the American rock band Hailstorm covering the Dio song Straight Through the Heart. Now, this cover has to feature one of the best vocal performances on this album. Lizzie Hale is like a female Ronnie Dio, and she performs a mind-blowing, honest and powerful vocal. I suppose the only downside of this cover is that the rest of the band or the guitars seem either a bit low the mix or a bit weak. The sixth song on this CD features two powerhouses of late 70s, early 80s British metal, and it's Motorhead featuring Biff Byford of Saxon covering the Rainbow song Starstruck. Not too much to say about this cover really. It's a straightforward cover which features Biff Byford singing great and Motorhead plays great on this track. Not to mention Lemmy sings some great backing vocals in the chorus. I will admit I don't know if Biff Byford was originally meant to sing on this song, or if he done it due to Lemmy feeling too ill to sing on the day or something. Track number 7 is the German rock legends The Scorpions covering the Rainbow song The Temple of the King. Now what you have to remember is that the Scorpions done the big rock ballad Winds of Change. So with that in mind, everything seems very natural with this cover. This song fits the Scorpion style ballad really well, and it just seems like that this band was naturally just meant to cover this song. And Klaus Meine does a perfect job on what is a difficult vocal. Track number 8 is German metal queen Doro Pesch covering the Dio song Egypt, The Chains Are On. Now this cover has been about since about 2001 and has appeared on a couple of previous tribute albums before this one came out. The main thing to say about this song is that you have to give Doro credit for really making the song her own. Compared to the original, Doro's version is slower and more orchestral sounding, but it still sounds great and heavy. Track number 9 is American metal band Killswitch Engage covering Dio's signature song Holy Diver. So like the previous track, this cover has been about for a few years before this CD came out, and it appeared on some Kerrang tribute compilation album. While this style of metal may not be for everyone, I think it's great to hear a newer band giving this rock classic a more modern sound. And in turn, that might introduce a newer and younger metal audience to Dio or Ronnie James Dio. Track 10 features Glenn Hughes singing the Rainbow song Catch the Rainbow. Glenn Hughes is joined by ex-Dio band members Craig Goldie, Rudy Sarzo, Scott Warren and Simon Wright on what is a laid-back and soulful performance of this song. And the fact it features Ronnie's old bandmates makes it even more moving and that more special. Track number 11 features former Lynch Mob and Dio's disciple singer Oni Logan covering the Black Sabbath song I. Oni Logan is joined by Ronnie's old bandmates like Jimmy Bain and Rowan Robertson, and like with the previous 2 Black Sabbath covers on this album, it doesn't stray far from the original and features a great vocal by Oni Logan. Not to mention the other band members do a solid job on this rousing Black Sabbath cover. The third to last song on this CD is Judas Priest singer Rob Halford covering the Rainbow classic Man on the Silver Mountain. Like on the previous 2 songs, Rob Halford is joined by some of Ronnie's old bandmates like Doug Aldrich, Jeff Pilson and Vinnie Appice. And while Doug Aldrich performs some great guitar work on this cover, the vocals ain't what you'd expect from Rob Halford, and he mainly sings in a more laid-back style and lower register. It's not until quite late in the song that we get to hear the Rob Halford that we're a lot more used to. So despite the amount of legendary musicians performing on this legendary song, this is one song on this CD that I don't rate that highly. The second to last song on this CD is the Ronnie Rising medley that Metallica did. This is a medley of a few Rainbow songs that's the longest track on this CD, being over 9 minutes long, and this is also featured on the deluxe edition of Metallica's Hardwired to Self-Destruct album. This is without doubt one of the best tracks on this tribute CD, and the intro and outro of this medley is the song A Light in the Black, while in between we get not full, but still some great covers of Tarot Woman, Stargazer, and the pre-thrash song Kill the King. As we all know, Metallica always nail their covers. James Hetfield plays and sings great, but at the same time doesn't try to compete with RJD's vocals. Kirk Hammett also plays great, especially on Kill the King, and the transition from the song Stargazer to Kill the King is pretty epic. The last song on this CD is the title track, which just features the great man himself, Ronnie James Dio, singing a slow and powerful song with someone else playing the piano. This song originally appeared on Dio's Angry Machine album, which came out in the mid-90s, but I think is more known from this tribute CD. The song was originally about like having optimism for humanity and the world, but has since been interpreted as Dio singing about reflecting on his own career. And it's a simple but powerful song that does make a lot of people emotional. And I think it's a fitting tribute to have Ronnie James Dio close this legendary tribute album himself. This song is the last track on most editions of this album, like the one I've got, but a couple of different editions of this album feature 2 or 3 extra songs. So that's the track by track done, and I really like Tenacious D's cover, Corey Taylor's cover, and Metallica's medley. But I think my favourite songs on here have to be the Sabbath covers. It's great to have a range of older and newer rock and metal legends paying homage to one of the all-time great singers. And I think the newer and lesser known singers really shine on this CD. And I hope they gained a lot of new fans and followers from being on this CD. One downside for me about this album is that I feel that there are a couple of people missing from this CD, like Jeff Tate and Bruce Dickinson, for example, who I know are big fans of and were influenced by Ronnie James Dio. Both of them guys could easily have pulled off a great cover of one of his songs. Considering all the rock and metal greatness that is on this album, it's kind of ironic that it was comedy band Tenacious D that won a Grammy for their song they did for this album. I'm sure that surprised and upset a few people. So that's a wrap, folks. We've reached the end of our captivating CD review journey. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on my upcoming reviews, etc. Trust me, you don't want to miss them. This is Classic Reviews. Check out the 2 videos at the end, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.